good playing named actors in this project. But again, I would invite you guys on set. Once it happens, we can do a Zoom from set and I can get a few of the actors on your show.
No, Johnny, para mí es una oportunidad. Gracias por estar en el canal, porque desde hace mucho tiempo te hemos estado esperando este momento. Gracias a Charlie también por la oportunidad. Pero primero hay que hablar sobre Harvey. Men, Harvey es una genialidad. Tú compartes una dirección con René, pero yo quisiera preguntarte sobre cómo fue la experiencia. Y antes, tú tienes también una pregunta desde hace mucho tiempo.
I was talking to Jhon because yes, we're going to start with Harvey, and Jhon is asking me that if I got one question. No, I got a lot, but I will zoom in one man because I really like this movie, really love it. Jhon is asking about how was your experience because you acted, but you also co-directed. Man, yes, because I want to zoom it on in parts. I think that is a great word because you use few elements like few how can I call it in English? Few stages like the bowling, but man, everything is so well used. There is a lot of layers because sometimes, wait, this is a dark comedy, but wait, this is a thriller. I really enjoy it. It's based on the and by the way, man, what a great bowling you found, man. No, tell us about Harvey, man. We love it.
That's it. No, first of all, thank you. It was a difficult task to act, to co-direct, to co-produce, to co-cast, and to get music together for this film. We were also working under the 2020 contract for the Screen Actors Guild. So there were a lot of COVID rules that were applied very early in the stage of the game. And we had to abide by it. So we are one of 8 or 9 independent films in 2020 that was able to shoot in the United States as an independent film under the Screen Actors Guild rule. So we're very proud about that. But to answer your question, bro, it was time consuming. It was difficult. It was a lot of work. But we knew we had a cool script. Renelle and her son, Jhon, wrote an amazing script. And with the help of my good friend, Shannon Lanier, who was the cinematographer for the film, all of our visions combined came together with this movie, Harvey. And any independent horror film, you need to find some kind of cool twist. And Renelle found the greatest location. She found that bowling alley, that. And the bowling alley was obviously the centerpiece of the entire film. Without that cool vibe, this movie would never have happened. You could have put this in another location with another subject type. It just wouldn't have worked. I was really hip on that bowling alley look. It's Americana, it brings you back to the 80s. It brings you back to that whole family, Friday night feel before cell phones. So I also added the idea of putting in that 80s vibe. It's a modern day movie, but the 80s vibe is so back these days. And if you listen to the soundtrack, it's driven toward rock and roll, 80s rock and roll sounding music and some very cool keyboard oriented music. The women's makeup was very 80s. The hairstyle was 80s. My hairstyle was 80s. So we had to play a lot within that, but keep in mind, it's still a modern day film. So to answer your question some more, co-directing and acting was very difficult. It was challenging, I should say. I'm primarily an actor. I do a lot of producing, but to produce, co-direct, and act on the same set, it took a lot of my time. I mean, I was on there literally 24/7 with the rest of the cast and crew. It was a pain in the ass, but it was awesome, man. And I wouldn't have changed anything for the world. We really came up with a good film, and the distribution company is very happy with us. And I'm happy you guys like the movie. Jhon, I'm very happy you like the film, brother.
Jhon, we promise that I will translate later for let you talking, man. and we love that passion. By the way, I really love also the 8-bit sounds like the movie, you know, the old video games, all that. And I will tell John, que le encanta saber que te gustó la película.
No, sí. Sí, de hecho la ambientación, como tú dices,
Después
fue
te
en un...
cuento. Después te
Es-
cuento. I'm telling John, I will tell everything. Después te cuento.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure,
man.
man. Go ahead.
También yo quisiera preguntarte sobre que últimamente estás con los de las plataformas como Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO, pero ya experimentando dichas plataformas que están subidos sus trabajos, pero también unos roles que están en series de televisión. eh, ¿Cómo ve, por ejemplo, la temática de la experiencia con dichas plataformas? ¿Cómo es de pronto el manejo que se le hace? Si sus apariciones sí se están completas, como por ejemplo en One Tree de HBO, Harvey en Amazon Prime y Outer Banks en Netflix.
Yeah, man, knowing that most of your work is now on streaming, let's talk about other bands on Netflix, Harvey on Amazon Prime, and even we can see these old episodes of One Tree Hill. I remember that series way back. Man, do you feel happy with this kind of distribution? Do you think that they respect your work, your participation? What's your opinion?
Yeah. I had a big role in getting distribution. I have a lot of contacts in Los Angeles. So in order to find you have to know a lot of people and shop for the right distribution for the right film. You don't just go to one distribution company and expect them to respect, as you said earlier, your film. Midnight Releasing definitely respects Harvey, and they've put us on platforms that our film is being well received, and the remarks are strong. And this is only the first part. We haven't even touched a lot of the international distribution that we will be receiving from Midnight Releasing. So it's done very well for us so far, and we have a good rapport with them, and we're very excited. I mean, Midnight Releasing is a very good mid-tier distribution for an independent film like this. And yeah, getting back to all the stuff that I've done before, like you said, the One Tree Hill and Gotham and Outer Banks now, it all plays effect, man. It's like I've had a lot of these fans and followers follow me for years. They've all grown up watching me for years. And now that this film has come out, it's easy for me to just put something out on social media and say, hey, man, I got a new film. And all of a sudden everybody's watching it, or at least, people that follow me are watching it. So it's about keeping your name relevant in the industry, and a film like this has definitely helped me. This film, Harvey, from just the success that we've had of it so far within the first quarter, has helped me produce yet a new film that we'll be hopefully shooting later this fall. I'll tell you about that later. But yeah, everything comes into effect, man. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I really enjoy acting, and I enjoy producing, and now I'm enjoying directing. It's a pain, but it's there's a vision. You have to have a vision. We're artists, all of us here on this screen. We're all artists, so we know what we like and we know what we don't like, and that's the biggest thing. You have to kind of understand what the general public does not like, and you have to try to stay away from that. That's the trick, man. That's the trick, and the bigger trick is finding people that you want to work with. There's always that clash of egos and attitudes, and you have to be very careful, So I think in Harvey, we have a very good ensemble cast. I wish some of the actors would promote a lot more, because that's just always been my cross to bear. But we're doing okay, man. We're doing all right.
Man, you can tell that your actors and your actresses that they can come to this channel. They're more than welcome. We can promote them. John, cierto, más que bienvenidos los actores y actrices de Harvey para
todos,
este canal.
todos.
Yes.
Perfect. Every one of them. I'll get every one of them for you.
Thank you. Que nos va a traer a cada uno.
Oh.
Bueno, yes, John.
Cuente antes sobre lo de Gotham.
Oh, yes. Man, before, because you had to tell us even a little bit of the projects that you are going to do next. No, man, it's great because you also made part of the Gotham family. We had people from that series hit. We got the amazing Nelson Woon. We got the amazing Genoveva Rossi, Todd Stashwick. I don't know if you got like an anecdote that you can want to tell us about this series. We know that it was it's part of the huge DC universe.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. You know, everything you do in this industry, it like I said, it adds on to what you're doing next. And the projects that I have coming up next, well, like, you know, I'm on Outer Banks. You know, I just did a spot on season 2, and now they're not out. They just came out with season 3. Well, the producers I've been talking with, they were able to get me yet another audition for another TV series. And like I said, if you just stay focused and you stay driven and you stay relevant in the industry, everything comes together. I did a TV show called A Haunting. I don't know if you saw my episode of A Haunting. It's on Discovery Plus, and A Haunting has been around for at least 11 seasons. And I did a new episode called Nevermore, season 11. I'm the guest lead, and the producers from that show got me to read for yet another pilot. And the pilot just got picked up for as a mid-season replacement later this fall. So I'm staying busy, man. You know, I mean, I really enjoy acting. I enjoy, you know, having the passion and the fire to do what I do. It's not easy, you know, staying positive all the time is not an easy job. You know, it's very, very difficult. But that's why, you know, you got to find time for yourself too and reset. You know, I got burned out, man, a few months ago, and I just had to like step back. And that's when you guys kept trying to get in touch with me about doing an interview. And I was like, listen, man, I just can't do anything right now. And then 3 or 4 months later, I turned my phone back on and there you are again. Hey, so what about that interview? Which I'm happy to be here today. Really, you know, this is it's a good thing. It works out for you. It works out for me, and we get to put out our word and tell people about what we're about. You know.
Que la razón de la demora es que él estuvo, afortunadamente porque ha tenido mucho trabajo, está muy agotado. Por eso él guardó esta entrevista, pero él dijo que cuando yo ya esté mejor, va a ser muy bueno para ambas partes. Obviamente le dije que la espera valió la pena. Pues te cuento, ¿no? Es que te acuerdo, tú obviamente tienes alguna pregunta sobre Haunting, porque hombre, este programa a él lo hizo y lo llamaron para hacer otro show.
No, que nos cuente.
Man, yes, because we got it on the question song. If you want to tell us more about your experience on The Haunting and being recalled, go ahead, man.
Absolutely, bro. Well, my first episode on A Haunting was an episode called Hidden Terror, and that was in season 3. And Hidden Terror is, to this date, the most re-aired, most watched episode of the entire series. So I'm very, very fortunate to have played Mike Esperanza, the guest co-lead on that show. And I've always loved working with New Dominion Pictures. They're the ones that produce A Haunting. So years have gone by, and my agent found out they were doing a new season currently of A Haunting. And I asked if I can audition for it. Well, he was able to get me in. And I booked this episode called Nevermore, which is in season 11, the latest season, episode 7. And I am the co-lead again on this new episode. And it's the most re-aired episode of season 11. So yeah, man, vale, I'm very excited. Very, very excited about this because I've had so many email and messages on my website, on my IMDb, on Facebook, Instagram, from all over, like the US, North America, everywhere, saying Central America, how much they actually enjoyed watching me on this episode. And it just helps me build my fan base. You know, it's to have a good fan base, man. That's the big deal. You know, it's nice having a fan base that grows up with you. You know, the younger generation becomes older, they have kids, and all of a sudden their kids are watching you too. And I've been blessed to have such a good and strong, you know, career. So A Haunting was a lot of fun, and I love working in the dark horror genre. You know, I love working in the very dramatic drama kind of stuff, and it's kind of my wheelhouse, man. You know, we added some of those elements in Harvey. Harvey was more of a psychological thriller, as you both know. And yeah, man, a couple of the projects I have upcoming, I can tell you a little about it later. They are also psychological / horror type films, which I know you guys are gonna love. They're very good pieces.
Wow, dice que obviamente va a hablar de los proyectos y que hay mucho terror psicológico, pero pues, ¿tú qué
Bueno,
quieres saber?
de hecho, de los próximos proyectos hay uno en especial, bueno, más como que yo he visto que él va a trabajar con Mike Ferguson en 13 Colchester, man. Entonces, que nos cuente qué está entre manos este proyecto y también que nos cuente los demás, por ejemplo, Sebastián, el de The Good Eye Family, las aventuras del superhumano. Cuéntanos.
Okay, man, you listen a lot of projects, but let's do in parts. Because you will are working with one of the friends of the channel that is amazing Mike Ferguson in 13 Colchester.
Oh yeah.
We I don't know, we may know something about this project, or do you want to talk about Sebastian, the Right Family, the Adventures of Superhuman? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'll start with Sebastian. Sebastian is a project that we were supposed to be shooting now. It's a dark psychological thriller. And we were supposed to shoot it in South Florida toward Miami. But the weather is so hot right now in Miami that there's no way anybody wants to shoot in that kind of weather. So our director, Michael McLaren, has decided to move the project, and we're going to shoot this mid-October. And Sebastian is a very dark psychological thriller. If you can think of the movie Annabelle, this is like the boy version of it. And it's very, very creepy. Well written, excellent locations, great casting. We still got to work on the casting. I mean, it's almost there. Because casting is a big deal in any film, guys. You should know that, you know. But Sebastian is it's going to be a fun movie. And when we do the film, maybe I can get back on your show from set. We can do a Zoom from set if you guys would like that, you know. I'd love to do that. Of course, brother, you know. Now, getting back to Mike Ferguson and 13 Colchester, Mike is a very good friend of mine. He's out in Los Angeles, as you know. Wonderful actor. He's doing extremely well. And 13, written, produced, and directed by Shannon Lanier from Dark Ronin Films. I can't say too much about it, only because we're going to be getting back together in a couple of months to do stuff. But I can say that working with Mike is going to be something else. He's a powerhouse actor. And when you put my kind of acting against someone of his caliber and his acting, there's no room for error. And it's power, it's energy. And I'm really looking forward to working with him. I'm also looking forward to working again with Dark Ronin Films. Shannon and I have done several shorts. Shannon also shot Harvey. He is kind of the vision of the film. He's the guy behind the camera, and he says, "Hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that?" And we'll watch it in the video village, and we'll watch it on the monitors and say, "That's great. Let's shoot it that way." So it's not just one person's vision. It's an ensemble piece whenever you work in a movie or if you're working on television. I always say the difference between television and film is strictly the timing. You know, in TV, like when I was on One Tree Hill or Dawson's Creek, you're only allowed X amount of time per scene because you only have 1 hour's worth of a show. Now, in a film, your scene can be stretched out because you have more time to play in a 90-minute movie. So you had to be very aware. I always tell actors, be very aware of your television or your film timing. If you're auditioning for a film, make sure that you're auditioning with film timing. If you're auditioning for television, make sure that it's not film timing. Make sure that you're auditioning with television timing. You have to know the format. And that will give you at least a better half of a chance of getting a callback or booking. So, oh yeah, man. I mean, I can go into the ins and outs of how you shoot and give you guys advice. I've been doing it for so long, man, that I kind of know what I'm doing to a degree.
But I will tell my friend about the hint from Sebastian. John, te tengo buenas noticias. Tú viste, obviamente te ha gustado todo lo que ha surgido de Sebastián, ¿no? El casting, que por
El
cierto,
casting es,
uf, pues acá viene que nos acaba de decir Johnny. Cuando él esté grabando Sebastián, él va a hacer un Zoom desde ahí. Vas a poder tener la oportunidad de hablar con la gente de Sebastián. Ya le dije eso y después te cuento lo demás. I told my friend about the call in Sebastian, the Zoom.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Dale, John.
oh, man, gracias por esta oportunidad. Yo también quiero saber sobre The Riddle House, porque, man, eso es una maravilla de historia, cómo manejarán la ambientación, también en cómo manejarán el vestuario, todo.
John is hyped, and he's hyping me, by the way, with the Riddle House, man. What can we know?
The Riddle House. If you saw that is one, we produced that in Los Angeles about 2.5, 3 years ago. And it's written by Edward Abramson, a very good friend of mine, who got distribution links for me for Harvey. Everybody works together. So the Riddle House, wonderful story. And if all goes well with that, if we can flatten out a few things with the writers and the director and the cast, it would be nice to bring that back up in the spring. See, the one thing about Hollywood, you can't give away too many secrets until it's ready to go. But I can promise you the Riddle House story is fantastic. It's a great rock and roll story. And it's a very dark story. And that if you saw the trailer, the location that the director and I locked in Hollywood, that big old mansion, so many movies and TV shows have been shot there. And a lot of music videos have been shot there. So I'm looking forward to going back to that Riddle House and producing that. I will be producing once that gets back up on its feet. So expect to hear something about it in November or December.
También queremos saber las demás producciones, por ejemplo, aparte de...
Yo te la digo.
Sí, pero hay una en particular que es el conductor, man. Oh, man, qué cast tan increíble. ¿Cómo vas a tener al Junior, al Men Junior, como les dicen?
Man, we know that there is a lot of productions, like The Demon Daughter, The Shot, Rosemary Street, but John is hyped with The Driver. What can we know?
What the fuck, man?
The Driver, it's an Italian mobster movie that, again, COVID has slowed so many productions down, right? The Driver was written by director, writer Connie Lamoth, a good friend of mine. And we're just talking about The Driver. If I can make everything happen, because I'm going to help her produce this again, we want to shoot this in the South, here in the United States, in the South, or in Philadelphia around January or February. Yeah, good friends like Artie Pasquale from The Sopranos, wonderful actor. He's involved. I've got a few other people that on the hook that we've been talking to. But The Driver is just a good mobster movie. I also wanted to mention a project that I'm producing, that with a little luck, we're going to have this happen again late fall, early December. It's a movie called The Chop Shop. And The Chop Shop is an Italian comedy drama. So it's like a dramedy. And I've been talking with Robert Duvall, just one of the greatest greatest actors out there. And if all goes well, we'll have him and a couple other good playing named actors in this project. But again, I would invite you guys on set. Once it happens, we can do a Zoom from set and I can get a few of the actors on your show.
Vamos a tener un Zoom. Puede ser en The Driver. Tú sabes que hay gente de Sopranos ahí. O de Shot. Dice que no nos está prometiendo nada, pero puede que Robert Duvall esté en el casting. Y puede que Robert Duvall esté acá. No te estamos diciendo nada. Like I said, John, you are doing your job. We hope, man. We hope that amazing casting appears. But, man, you're always welcome here.
I appreciate it, man. Of course.
No,
No, you guys are great. You're starting a new platform. You know, you're trying to get Hollywood news out there to your friends and fans and your social media, and it's about building it. You know, and it's about getting the right positive people, and you know the right attitude and spirit. So we'll help each other out on that, brothers.
thank you. I will tell to my friend. John dice que es muy bueno el trabajo que estamos haciendo porque estamos acercando, digamos, ese lado de Hollywood, tal vez pues sí, a nuestros amigos, a la gente que poco conoce. Dice que se trata de la mejor actitud, de ayudarnos y dice que Johnny nos ayudará.
Oh, man, eso es fantástico, man. Yo quisiera darle un aplauso.
Bravo.
Hey.
No. Man, este es el momento de decir las redes sociales, que estén pendientes más en su trabajo para que adquieran sus películas, todo su trabajo, en donde deben encontrarte. Y bueno, un saludo para Colombia, para todos.
Johnny, the camera is yours. Send a big hi to Colombia, to the channel, to wherever you want. Sell your social media so people can follow you. If you wanted people watch or acquire your movies, this is the space. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Well, if anybody wants to check me out, they can go to my IMDb at Jhon Alonso. Of course, all my social medias. I mean, like Instagram. That's how we got in touch. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all under Jhon Alonso. Again, you can see some of my latest projects like Harvey on the platforms. You can also see my episode of Nevermore on A Haunting on Discovery Plus. You can see my first episode, Hidden Terror. It's on YouTube right now. Hidden Terror, just Hidden Terror, A Haunting, Jhon Alonso. Take a look at it. I have several projects that are going to be taking place, like I said, later this fall, like Sebastian, 13 Cole. We're going to be working on that as well in Los Angeles. I'm going to be doing the Chop Shop. So, you know, lots out there, man. I do want to do a special shout out to my reps, my representation out there. Mark and Charlotte Soper from Carolina Talent. I know you guys got in touch with Mark. You know, Mark, you know, thank you. You've been wonderful. Yes, I'm a pain in the ass, but I'm glad that we make things work out. I also want to thank Joey B in Los Angeles. She's pretty much my Hollywood manager. I've been with her for well over 10 years, and they're the ones that strike everything. They're the ones that build your image, build your attitude, build your name in casting. And without good representation, and a plan. You have to have a plan, and you have to have a brand. You have all that, then you might be able to break in a certain way. You know, I mean, sure, I play a lot of rock and roll characters. I play a lot of, you know, dramatic characters, but I know that my acting and my agent knows that I can go beyond that. So build yourself a name, build yourself a brand, get out there, get a body of work, and then try to prove to others that you can do more than just that one typecast. I mean, look at my character, Joey D from One Tree Hill. You know, I wasn't a rock and roll guy, but I was a band manager. So I was still within the subject of rock and roll. But, and I had such a great time playing that character because I was on set all the time. I got to hang out with the cast all the time. And I got that show when I was a kid on Dawson's Creek. I transferred from Dawson's Creek to One Tree Hill. So it's about, like I said earlier in this interview, man, it's about keeping your name clean. It's about staying focused and, you know, staying on top of your game, building an image, and just enjoying yourself, man. Too many people don't enjoy themselves in the industry, you know?
I said, you gotta watch One Tree Hill. I still remember that commercial because I watched it on Fox and Fox Latin America. I remember that. So, Jhon, ya sabes, ver One Tree Hill. We're going to take a picture. So
of course.
Share to social media.
1, 2, ven, también agradecerle a Mar y a Charlie. La verdad son fantásticos. Uy, qué buena gestión. Eso sí.
Thank you, Mar. Thank you, Sherry. And man, thank you. Thank you so much, man.
You guys are fantastic. So, you know, just keep me in mind. I'll keep you guys in mind. I'll bring you back on set with me. We'll do one in vivo from set. Have a good, a good interview with some other actors. I'm more than happy to do that.
Jhon, que estemos en contacto porque nos va a traer en vivo en esos sets.
Por supuesto, no, gracias por esa maravillosa oportunidad.
Of course.
Bienvenido sea todo lo de su trabajo. Esta es tu casa.
Man, this is your house. Welcome every time.
I appreciate that. Gracias para todo. Huh?
Gracias, Johnny.
Gracias, compadre.
Gracias, compadre. Chao.
Ciao, ciao. Gracias,
Chao, chao, man.
Okay,
Bye,
bye. All right.
Listen, Karen and some of the other customers are complaining that you're being creepy and rude again.
Hey there, Harvey.
Can you just try to be nicer? Smile a little bit more?
I'm so sorry, Karen. We all hate our jobs. Quit acting like you're the only one. It ain't just my job I hate. I hate everyone and everything equally. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna get you out of here.
It's ketchup.
They'll come any dumber.
Great. That was perfect.
That man is a danger to women. You should be on my side.
Correction! I'm on the side of the bowling alley.
Hell time.
I'm not waiting on you anymore.
Help! Someone help me!
Hey, Jhon!
Help! Someone help me!
Sheriff, what brings you here today?
John Snyder's been reported missing by his wife.
Do you think that Harvey had something to do with John's disappearance?
Harvey wouldn't hurt anyone. I still don't get why we can't go to the police.
You want to be an accessory to murder?
He's worked here for a few years. He's okay.
Keep an eye on him.
I will.
Did you kill somebody?
I might be an asshole, but I ain't a killer.
You burn the body too? I always get my man.
I hate this town.
Talk to the sheriff. Turn yourself in. Let them find out the truth.
I'd rather pay the price than have an innocent person do that. How can you live with that,
Come
Keith?
on, man. How innocent is he really?
Yo,
I thought we were together on this.
No, we're not.
I think I killed someone, Jack. Did you?